If you're feeling overwhelmed by all of your stuff, I want to challenge you to do the 6-month sophisticated declutter with me this year. Hey, I'm Sophie from Sophisticated Organization, and I want to talk to you about the 6-month sophisticated declutter. If you have followed me for a while, you're probably familiar with this concept. If you haven't and you're completely new to it, I'm going to explain to you exactly what it is and how I go through and declutter my entire house in 6 months. Now, maybe that sounds like a short amount of time for you. Maybe it sounds like a very long amount of time. Trust me, the 6-month time frame works perfectly. I wanted to make it 6 months because I felt like anything shorter than that, it's just not attainable to declutter your entire home in that span of time. And anything that gets longer than that, I find that either I begin to lose momentum or steam, or those that I've shared this program with. 6 months is just kind of like the amount of time that I can keep my focus and keep your focus on this really intense declutter challenge. So that's the reason it's 6 months. I like to lay it out so we go room by room, and then within each room I break it down into subcategories or spaces or pieces of furniture, if that makes sense. So in the bedroom, I might break it down. 1 week you're working on your dresser. In the kitchen, I might break it into 1 week you're doing your fridge and freezer. Another one you're doing your dishes. I'm sharing on the screen here what the 2023 Sophisticated Declutter is going to look like. And this is the general schedule I've laid out. You'll see again how I break it up by week and by space. And when you see something listed out as week 1 or week 2, you'll see I have your dresser, for example, as week 4. This program is meant to work for anyone. So no matter your life circumstance, what phase of life you're in, maybe you're a recent college graduate, maybe you're somewhere in between with your life and have young children at home, maybe your retirement age, it's all going to work. You have a small apartment, a large home. The schedule is so flexible because of how I break it down by space and by week. So take again, for example, the dresser. If you have a weekend and that's what works best for you to knock it out and declutter all of that week's task over the weekend, go for it, do that. If the weekends are busier for you, maybe it's family time, maybe you work over the weekends and you have more time during the week, maybe just a little bit each evening and you want to spread it out over the weekdays or over the full week, then you can do 1 drawer on Monday, another drawer on Tuesday, another drawer on Wednesday, and work through your dresser that way, just as long as you declutter the space within that given week. Doesn't matter to me how you accomplish it. And that's really what keeps the pace moving, is trying to stick to getting the goal accomplished on a week by week basis and keeping the pace along with me. If you do choose to rearrange things, that is completely fine. I just want you to know that if you do it in the same order that I do it, I will be sharing a whole lot of things on Instagram, whether it's posts in my feed and reels, or a lot of Instagram stories answering questions about decluttering those spaces. I will also try and sync up my YouTube videos. So if we're talking about decluttering the closet, I will try and have some YouTube videos that are motivating and inspiring around closet organization. Last year, I created the Sophisticated Declutter ebook that is still available, so I will link that in the description box below if you're interested. It goes into depth with all of my tips and tricks for every single space of your house, all of the spaces that I touch on the Sophisticated Declutter. It also has a printable page where you can create your own schedule a little bit, so you can rearrange things. And it's a really great tool whether you're completely following along with me and just want a little bit more of a concrete resource and you don't want to have to be jumping all around social media. If you're going to be doing this year over year over year and using it as a little bit of a reference guide, or maybe you aren't ready to do it yet and you want to do it later, or you want to rearrange it, I would really encourage you to check out the ebook and appreciate any support that you guys have in ordering things from my website, because I poured so much into that and would love for you to benefit from it. I hope the basics of the challenge make sense to you. If they don't, or if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I will do my best to answer each and every one of you and help you along this journey, because I want you to be successful. I want you to go through this with me and to feel the freedom that I feel every year I go through this. Every year I do it, I get a little bit more ruthless with the things that I'm decluttering and find even more freedom in owning less, particularly because this is such an in-depth decluttering process and I want you to touch everything in your space. So if we're in our bedroom, I'm going through absolutely everything in my dresser. I'm going through absolutely everything in my nightstand. Maybe you have under bed storage. You're going through all of that. And let's say you go through all of your bedroom and you've cleaned everything out. You've been really ruthless with the decluttering. You've followed all of my tips and questions that you can ask yourself internally. You've been really intentional about all of it, whether it's something that you use, you love it, you need it, whatever works best for you through the decluttering process. But once you finish this space, how good does it feel to have one space where you have gone through absolutely everything you own in it? You've been intentional about the items that you have chosen to keep, not just intentional about the items you've chosen to remove from the space, but the reverse. You've been intentional about what you want to keep in your space. And then you can just look around and say, in this room, I know everything that I have in here has been gone through and is something that I have chosen to keep in my space. It's such a refreshing feeling. I know some of you watching this might be thinking about the cabinet that you have somewhere in your house that maybe hasn't been opened in a couple of years, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years. None of those spaces will exist after this process. And I know the feeling personally, so I want you to feel it too. That's why I'm so passionate about doing this 6-month declutter. And I really, truly hope that you feel the same way I do and are excited about this. We're gonna have a great 2023. Leave me a comment below. Let me know you're excited. Give this video a thumbs up. Again, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're notified when I post a new video, because they are going to be encouraging you to declutter. And I can't wait, because like I said, they will try and follow along with this process as well. But until next time, I will see you guys later.